Welcome to Caricomp Insider, where high-tech facial recognition meets real-world intelligence.
A child uploads a photo of their face to prove they're old enough for an app. That image, along with their name, their phone number, maybe a scan of a government ID, can sit on a company's servers for up to 3 years. Not the app's servers, a third-party vendor most parents have never heard of. If your kid has ever signed up for a social platform, this is about your family. And if you've ever scanned your own face to prove your age for a website, it's about you too. Malaysia just drew a hard line on this. Starting June 1, 2026, the country's regulator ordered social media platforms to verify users are at least 16 and then delete that verification data once the check is done. So the real question isn't whether platforms can check your age, it's what happens to your face after they do. Let's start with what Malaysia actually built. The rule comes from something called the Child Protection Code, issued by the country's communications regulator. Under it, platforms must keep kids under 16 from owning accounts. But the part that makes this different sits in two old privacy ideas. One is called data minimization. Collect only what you genuinely need. The other is purpose limitation. Once you've used the data for that one job, you can't keep it around. For a parent, that means a face scan should do its one task and then vanish, not live on as a permanent file with your child's name attached. And this isn't a polite suggestion. Malaysia's regulator says licensed platforms that fail to comply can face financial penalties. That's the piece most age laws around the world skip. Roughly half of U.S. states now require some kind of age check for social media or adult content. Most of them obsess over how well you block a kid. Almost none ask the harder question, how little should you keep afterward? Here's why that gap matters. Security researchers at Malwarebytes reported on an age verification vendor that held onto people's data for as long as 3 years. Names, faces, government ID numbers, phone numbers. 3 years. For a check that takes about 3 seconds. When you scan your face to get into an app, you're usually not handing it to the app at all. You're handing it to a contractor you never chose, and you have no real way to know if it ever gets shared or sold. Not everyone thinks Malaysia got it right. The free expression group Article 19 argues that forcing people to upload government documents just to use social media is disproportionate. Their point, every time you demand an ID to log on, you normalize surveillance. And in March of 2026, more than 400 experts worldwide called for a pause on age assurance tech until someone proves it actually works. For the rest of us, that's the quiet trade-off. We're being asked to prove who we are constantly before anyone's shown it keeps a single kid safer. Here's the reframe. The fight over age checks was never really about proving your age. It's about whether that proof becomes a permanent record or disappears the second it's used. Malaysia is betting that the safest data is the data nobody keeps. So, plainly, Malaysia now makes social platforms confirm you're old enough, and then throw that proof away. Companies that hold onto your face or your ID can be fined. Right now, in much of the world, that same data can sit on a stranger's server for years. Whether you're protecting your kid's privacy or just trying to get into an app, this changes one simple thing. Proving who you are shouldn't mean handing your face away forever. The full breakdown's in the show notes if you want the deep dive.
Now you know something most people in this industry don't. Use it. And when you're ready to put it to work, Caracomp.com. We'll see you tomorrow.